Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Well, afternoon. Depends on where you are. I don't know. It's still
Depends on
kind of
where you
morning for
are.
us here in Utah.
We're
I
still
think
bridging brunch to
we're
lunch.
we're in brunch time. Hello,
Lunch to
Lori.
lunch.
Thank you for joining us. I am Melodee. I'm here at Caterpillar headquarters with Nathan. Is joining me today. Sandra, good afternoon from Florida. So Florida's 2 hours ahead
I
of
have
us.
to try to say Nancy's last name though.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, Lori's last name?
Lori.
Yeah, no. Lori came and met.
Kaczynski.
Lori is adorable. Her and her
Kaczynski,
husband
is that
came and
right?
said hi to us in
Kaczynski?
Paducah.
I love
And
the last name, by the way.
I don't dare.
Just so you know why.
Yeah.
I got to
Tell
tell you.
them why.
My
Tell them
last name scares people off. It has 2 Z's, and for some reason they feel like it has no Z's.
Yep.
It's not hard if you understand it's phonetic, and it's ERZNOZNIK, but it's just ears, nose, neck. Not throat.
That's how I remember.
Ears, nose, neck, Erznosnik.
Yes.
So I had to say Lori's last name. I had to try that. I love doing that.
Yes.
So
hello, Ginny.
Ginny
My
Drac.
last name is super difficult. It's Cloud
Cloud.
from my husband.
Your first name is a little bit more difficult.
My first, it is just because it's spelled weird. It's kind of easy to say, but it's spelled weird. But my maiden name was Liddell, and
Liddell.
so with my weird first name and my kind of weird last name, I got called Little all the time. Like it was a lot of stuff.
I can see that.
But now I'm a Cloud. I've been a Cloud for 30 years now, so it's easier for me for that now.
That would be the story with my wife. Surname was Verheeren. And her parents always teased me, who thought we could have a more difficult surname, going from Verheeren to Erznosnik. So that's the story that we have.
That's funny.
And often when I say my last name, they say bless you. Like
well, that's what it sounds like. You're sneezing. It does
and then again, not throat. I could be an ears, nose, and throat specialist, which I'm not a doctor. That would have been perfect for the last name. Instead, I'm in the quilting, sewing, and crafting industry, and I have been for quite some time. And we're so glad about it
because we are here, guys. It is Monday. I hope your Monday's easier to dive into than mine. My Monday started out taking my dad to the doctor, which I do quite a bit because he's 88. He lives with us. We had to go get a little thing on his skin check to make sure that it wasn't cancerous or whatever, and everything's good. So we're really happy about that. But that
was good.
Everything's good. Everything's good. She doesn't think it's that, but she is so funny. She was my dad wears this like button around his neck because he lives in our basement. So he has this button around his neck that he pushes it and it rings upstairs. So we come running down.
So we know what's up.
And that was the first thing she asked him about. She's like, "What is this thing around your neck?" And he's like, "Oh, that's for my daughter." We're like, "Okay, Dad." So that sometimes he pushes it by accident. My husband and I go running downstairs in the middle of the night and he's like, "What? I didn't do anything." So that was my morning, guys. Hopefully your mornings have been less eventful than mine, but welcome. We're so excited you're here.
Well, welcome.
Welcome. Sorry, I was trying to see I have my glasses on today instead of my contacts, so I don't see as far away.
Are only one size of the glass crafting. Here, we're going to go get this out of the way a little bit.
Yes,
here.
Catherine, thank you for asking that question. And please, if you guys have any questions at all, please pop those in the chat and we'll do our best to answer them. There is only one size glass mat. I happen to have it right here. This is the tempered glass mat. It is meant to fit right on the lighted area of the glow, either the basic or the premium or the classic. And if you have the ultra, which is the biggest one, which is why I'm guessing you might be asking, it is meant to fit on half of the lighted area for that. So you have 2 surfaces you can work on.
So really quick, Melodee, as we get into this, we are doing a couple additional lives that we haven't really done. You know that we started this here about a week ago. We've had Bethany on a few different times. You guys did something last Friday. Which was great and exciting. And part of this is we're just looking at the series of ways of coming and talking with you, partly about inspirational ideas and some informational ideas. And the other one is to let you know of the special Memorial Day sales that we have going on. And oftentimes what we find, and this was the case over years, is we would ask our different customers out there, "Hey, what would you like to know?" A lot of times they're great, or you might already have people that you're inspired by, and so you're checking in on that. What I have found is that because we have so many different products, different sizes, they have different functions, they have different things to go with them, like right now asking about this glass mat, that what we're trying to do is be a little bit more clear and bring a package at a time so that you can understand a little bit more about what's in that package. Who is it ideally from? Here's a big one that we'll look at towards the end. I like to say, what are the reasons why you're maybe not considering? I call them the X's. Hey, this maybe is not ideal for me now because of these things. And our goal, hopefully, is to help overcome those by giving you the reasons why this might be ideal for these situations.
Yeah, exactly.
Great time.
And it helps us get a little more detailed in the thing, because if we were to go through every one of our products that is on sale for Memorial Day right now, you guys would be joining us for like 10 hours. which we would love you guys to do that, but that's a lot. We all have things to do, right? We all have work and other stuff going on. So that's what we wanted to do. Nathan's right. We wanted to bring like a package at a time, a bundle at a time, get a little more specific about products, show you a little more things in detail. Tomorrow, I believe, Bethany will correct me if I'm wrong, there will be a blog posted that'll give us some more details about what we're talking about today as well. But we wanted to bring you guys some more details, some more stuff. And we love when we join. We love for you guys to join us. We love being here.
Ask the questions that normally you don't get to ask.
Yes.
We, on the site, we try in order to continuously, if you notice, have been adding more information, better pictures. We have a lot more that we still need to do.
Yes.
This is a perfect time for this specific combo, and maybe give us the name of what this is. And then Bethany, if you can pull this up as well, we'll show you what we're going to be talking about.
Yes.
And then stay with us because we have a few updates when we're going to be done as well. So what is this that we're talking about today?
Today we are talking about our brand new bestsellers bundle. So we had an original bestseller bundle that included our Glow Premium Light Board, because that's our rechargeable one, our original one that has been our bestseller ever since we started with the light boards. And now we have an updated version of that with our new Glow Premium 2. And so we wanted to talk about that today. We want to talk a little bit about the differences between the original Glow Premium, what some of the upgrades are this time for the, and we want to tell you guys, it's on sale, guys. It's so great. It's usually $400, give or take a few pennies for the retail for this bundle. It is already on sale right now on the website. And then if you choose this bundle and you use code Memorial Day 25, you get an additional 25% off on it.
So again,
deal.
You can see that streaming at the bottom so that you can know. We'll bring that up large a little bit later. But just so everybody knows, again, if you think about this, is products are fantastic on their own, meaning each one of these things you can go put in a cart. You can take advantage of the specials also. But one of the things we've done is curated a package. And specifically, this is awesome. This is
awesome,
I said in my cart. This is wonderful. So now would be
we're going to make you feel better about that by the end of this.
Now is the time on the reason why. Why. But coming back to that, let's kind of go back full screen and take a look as we walk through a few of these things. Melodee, one of the things I've been most impressed with that I'm excited to have you share is every single thing that Caterpillar has done has been to make something unique that you're doing, a process that you're doing in your crafting, in your sewing, or in your quilting.
Yep.
A little bit easier.
A little bit easier.
Done in a way that you can't find with other products. And so that's this combo that we're going to share.
Yes.
And you mentioned that this is the new, and we say new because we've had a particular light board for how many years was it that you had?
2017, we started selling it. So do the math. My math brain is.
So last year, just at the end.
Yeah.
And moving into part of this year, we launched a brand new version of that is better, a little bit more accurate. It has some additional features that we'll be talking. Yeah, we'll be talking about that. So Melodee, with that, as we move through this, let's kind of start with who might this combo be ideal for. So let's talk about if they're out there and they're with us. Who might be somebody that's like, hey, this is something I should pay a little bit more attention to. Yes. You had somebody who already has in your cart. What was your name again here?
Catherine.
Catherine, you've got this in your cart.
Yes.
Somebody like Catherine. Catherine, share a little bit more about why you've thought about this
let us
for you
know.
As well.
Yeah.
But go ahead and share with us a little bit about who that is.
The thing about this is it's our best sellers, right? So first of all, it is our best sellers bundle. It's all of the products that have been our best sellers over the last since 2017, since we started in the quilting world. And so then like with that, I think you kind of know that like it's a really popular thing. It's a thing that everybody loves. So you don't have to do all of that thinking for yourself, which I love. I love when I can trust someone to just say, listen, this is what's going to be good for you. And I'm like, cool, that's it. So first of all, it's that. Okay. First of all, it's our bestseller bundle. Second of all, it comes with a storage tote bag. So this is a great bundle. And there's another reason for it. I'll show you in a minute. For if you're on the go, if you go to classes, if you go to retreats, if you just travel, road trips, things like that. Summer is coming. It's a great bundle for that.
So let me ask this question based on what you're talking about really quick to keep everybody with us. So if I'm a quilter, give me some of the reasons why, if I'm going to be traveling, etc. If I am a sewer, if I am a crafter, help me understand some of those on what they might take something with them or why might some of this be an ideal thing. So not just the products maybe, but them in their lives. You guys have seen me here many times now. I usually wear my contact lenses. They're not doing well with me today, so I'm wearing my glasses. My contacts aren't doing good for me. I have a corneal keratopathy, so sometimes I have to give them a break and not wear them. The light helps you see better, right? If you're any kind of a crafter, if you are a paper crafter, if you do diamond art, if you do sewing or quilting or foundation paper piecing or applique projects, any of those things, the light on your workstation helps tremendously.
I found that when I was crafting all the time, I was the one causing shadows on my projects. I have great light in my house. I was always causing the shadow, and I was having a hard time seeing what I'm doing. When you're crafting on top of a light board, no matter which light board it is, having your workstation lit up is so much better.
So with that, again, I guess maybe one thing I'm curious to know is that's some of the functions, but if we've got the travel bag, or if this is the premium.
This is the premium.
So why, again, going back, if I'm a quilter and I'm going to be traveling,
yes,
or I'm moving, or I'm looking for some other place in my house.
Do you guys think that Nathan's trying to get me to say something specific?
Well, it's more about the people instead of the demo.
Yes.
I'm looking at why would I buy this kit? And I say this because I just know when you've presented this in the past, a lot of us, and I say right now, Memorial Day is a big part of transitioning from spring to summer.
Yes.
I think that means we're traveling. I think a lot of you probably already have on your docket somewhere you're going to go in the next month to 3 months.
Right.
If you're going to be there, I'm guessing that's retreats, events. I guess that's visiting a family. That might be just traveling
family
on your own,
vacation.
Right?
Yeah. All of that kind of stuff. So this is our most portable light board. This board that we're going to talk about today, the Glow Premium, has an internal rechargeable battery. So this one is fully portable. Now, some of our light boards, our other ones, our mini and our classic, have a USB cord with them. They all come with a USB cord, so you can plug it into a USB port in your car, in a laptop, in a cell phone charger, whatever. So you can make them somewhat portable. But this is the only one that we have. The premium light board is the only model that is fully portable. You do not have to have a cord that you charge it up like you charge your cell phone, and it will last for about 4 hours. I took this on. I don't like road trips. I don't like it when I travel for shows. I like to fly to shows. We have teams that would rather drive to shows for 12 hours. I don't like it.
Put that in the comments. Are you a fly to locations or are you a drive to locations?
I am not a drive.
If you're traveling, put that in. Let us know.
Know. I am not a drive. But I had to drive. My nephew was graduating from college in Southern Utah, and that's only 4 hours or so for us. It's not even that bad. I brought this with me and sat in the back seat of the car, and I was able to craft because I didn't have to have it plugged in, because I don't like being in the car that long. It makes me, I don't like it. I think I'm too claustrophobic for it. I don't like it. I don't like that.
Sometimes I would say, depending on who I'm driving with, I prefer not to focus because it causes me stress too. So sometimes that's the case as well. So you might have one of those people driving you around.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and my husband, love him, stressful driver. He thinks he's on the Daytona 500 when he's just on the freeway. And I'm like, he gets so mad. Like, it's a lot. I don't like it. He talks about it. I don't want to hear it. I put my headphones in and I craft in the back seat and let my kids sit in the front.
So coming back to that again. So if you by chance have an event you're going to be going to, you're traveling to something. I know that right now, this last week, a lot of graduations have happened. There's something
graduations are happening right now. Yeah.
Right. So we also have the vacations, traveling. You might have retreats. If you're a sewer, I'm trying to think outside of that. I know Bethany's been with us and she just went to a handbag crafting.
She had a retreat.
Right?
Yeah. She had a retreat a couple weeks ago. Yeah. And she went to her sewing club over the weekend too.
I know you also went somewhere for paper crafters recently as well. Right?
I did.
So that was one.
Yep. I went to Detroit for that, but I flew. I didn't drive.
Yeah, there you go.
I didn't drive.
So if you're any of those people, you're going to want to find out why this is something that's ideal for you. And then the same thing in the home. Why would somebody want something like this in their home?
The thing about this, and this is a story that I tell a lot, and it's kind of funny, but my husband is a NFL football fanatic. All day, like, once August hits and preseason starts, we don't get to talk to him on Sundays. He is just in front of the TV, and then Thursday nights come along, Monday nights come along, Saturdays during the playoffs come along. He's MIA. He's done. But when the playoffs are coming and his team is playing, whether I care so much or not, he wants me to be part of it. He wants me to be there with him, which is very sweet. Right? Come sit by me. Come watch the game. Come be with me.
Same here.
So I can use the board without having it to be plugged in, because there's no plug really close to our sofa.
I need to come up with one too when my wife is watching some crime shows.
Yeah.
Anybody here doing that?
Yeah, there you go. I don't watch them. Reality TV for me.
Even if you don't travel, it's nice to be able to craft in different rooms.
In different rooms or in the garden. That's the thing. And it is the perfect size to set on my lap when we're in the living room. I can keep the light low because the lights are adjustable while he's watching the game. I can just look up and go, yay, every now and then, and he thinks I'm paying attention. But I can craft in my lap there or on a TV tray. We have little TV trays where we eat our dinner in front of the TV or whatever. You can set it on that because it's the perfect size for that, guys. It's the perfect size for that.
So I apologize for taking all the time, but I did want to kind of cover that because that's one of the key unique differences on how and why this has been a bestseller. because a lot of people are finding we've got the big Ultra. It's great to leave in the room. We've got the minis. You can throw that in a bag. This one with a couple things you're going to see with the battery, some of the other functions and how it gets combined with both the glass and the totes and the lights, expand the capabilities of this as you're going to be in different places, in different rooms, doing different events or having different experiences. That's why this has become such a great bestseller, because it becomes a little bit more universal than something that has to stay plugged into a wall, that has to stay on the studio, on the work counter or whatever, right?
You don't have to be tethered to anything. You can go wherever with it.
Thanks for me. That was kind of where I was going. Go ahead, go through this. I wanted to make sure we were okay before we got into this, so people could kind of imagine, am I that person? Do I have something like that coming up, or would I like access to these types of things in these places? It's
so great to be able to do all that stuff with this board, guys. So this is the first portion of this bundle that we're talking about today. It is our new bestseller bundle. So there is a bestseller bundle that includes our old premium light board. That's a fantastic bundle as well. It's on sale. You can use the coupon code with that as well. But this is our new one because this is our new Glow Premium light board. There are some similar features and some additional features. So the similar feature is what we've been talking about. It has an internal rechargeable battery. So this one is not plugged in, and you can use this.
An overhead of that. So
flip that right over. You can use this anywhere without being tethered to the wall. It has multiple light settings, the same as the other one does. This one has an additional light setting though. So this has 4 instead of 3. So when you turn this on the brightest, it gets brighter than our original Glow Premium does. So that is really nice. So you can
do that again from the front. We did that from the top, and the lights. There's a lot of lights here.
There's a lot of lights here.
It does get quite a bit dim, and again,
there we go. Yep,
slightly different in the battery life, right? When we do
slightly different, yes. So on high, it'll last 3 to 4 hours. On low, I don't even know. It'll last a really long time. I have one of these, one of the original ones next to my bedside because I like to do the coloring books before I go to sleep at night to try to shut down my brain. And I always say, because it's true, if I'm mad at my husband, I put it on bright, and then he takes longer to go to sleep. Because he can go to sleep so easy and I can't. So it's really, I'm trying to bug him a little for sure. But if I'm not mad at him, I'll keep it on low. Because when it's dark outside, like when you guys are crafting or sewing or quilting or tracing or anything in the middle of the night, which is when our time usually is with how much we have going on. When it's dark, you don't have any natural light coming in the window. You don't really need it all the way that bright. So you can dim it down and you can craft on the lower setting. So this is so great. So
this has one more setting than the original.
One more setting than the original has. So the other thing that it has is it's made a little bit different than the others. So
let's do a top down.
Let's do a top down. So if you can kind of see the corner here. So it's got this molded plastic base around it. So it's a little bit more like an iPad backing than it is the laminated backing in acrylic of our original board. So it molds all the way on the corner. So it's a little more durable. The other ones are super durable, but it's a little bit more durable, feels a little more secure that way. So that's pretty nice as well. It's made out of the same acrylic on the top. So it's really durable on the top of it. Not glass. I like to make sure that, it's not glass. So it's really durable. Like, don't stress about using it. Everywhere we go, we hear people like, I'm scared to do this with it, or I don't want to break it. I don't want to break it. Super durable. Don't worry about that, you guys. Okay. So then next, all of our light boards come with self-healing cutting mats that are translucent, so you can see through them, so the light will shine through them. All of our cutting mats are textured on the back, so that keeps them from slipping around on the board.
I'll hold this up really quick. So now again, it's a little bit harder to see, but what we've done is on the back that follows actually the gridded lines, we actually have an additional little bit of some adhesive stuff. It's not adhesive, but it's a little grippy piece.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about this too. What's very unique is we actually have it on this particular one on the front. So sorry, go ahead.
That's the upgraded. That's one of the upgraded features on this cutting mat for the Premium 2 and the Glow Classic, which we'll talk about later this week. It is textured on the top as well as on the bottom.
So again,
why do we want it? Keeps it from sliding. So what the texture on the bottom, when you're using your rotary cutters or anything, it keeps it from sliding around. See how it won't move when you put pressure on it. It is so fantastic that way. Now we have texture on the top as well, which helps keep fabric in its place. It's not foolproof, but it totally helps.
Let's just kind of show. And I just wanted to point this out. This is a top down. So a lot of people, you can go buy a light board.
Yeah.
Generic.
Sure.
However, you're not going to get the variation with battery operated. So that doesn't exist. And when we put mats on them, one is you'll notice light on, we have no functionality with the light if you were to use a regular mat. And look at this. How safe is this if I'm going to go try to cut and I'm trying to hold this all on?
Exactly.
So now here's the difference. I'm going to put half and half. Go ahead and place that on there. So now we end up with the clear, okay? And now when we're doing this, we're going to notice that because we have the non-slips, both the front and the back, this is not bad. I mean, sure, it can have a little bit, but it can move. But when we start moving on this, we have a little bit of pressure and we put our rulers in our cutting, we end up with both the mat not moving.
The mat doesn't move, and then
now the fabric's not going to move.
Yeah.
And we now have also the light, which to some people is like, hey, that's great, that's not great. And I know you're going to share a few more things, but I just wanted to show you that. I actually wanted to share this one last thing with people as well. And I only know this because I've overheard you with several conversations with others that have looked at this, and they've come up with questions with different customers. Is a lot of people, if they look at this, let me just kind of show you this again. They're looking at this and they're like, this is really pretty. This is nice. And if I'm going to do this, even though you have a cutting mat, for some reason they get a little bit nervous because they don't want to damage the surface, right?
Yes.
And I think one of the key differences about the newer ones is, like she said, full edge to edge. So there's no worry about slipping or moving off or doing something that's going to damage the premium surface that you have below that. Because a lot of people ask that.
That's the other upgrade of the mat. That's the other upgrade of this mat, because our original ones, they only covered the lighted area. So now you don't have to worry about sliding off of the mat and cutting.
So it covers the entire surface.
So we that's what we get all the time, is like, I use it all the time. I do all my pattern tracing with it. I love it. I do my diamond art with it. I love it. I do stamping and coloring and all of it. And I love it. I'm afraid to cut on it. Don't be afraid to cut on it. Put the mat on it and cut on it, because guys, you can see so much better. So let's say you're doing your English paper piecing, right? And you've got your little hexie or whatever that you're working on. This is how I do them now, because typically you're doing them like this and you're trying to like find what you're doing, right? You're whatever.
I'm going to just quickly show you this really quick. This is what you're going to show.
Yeah.
Think about this. And you have, give me a number 3 if you've done this, where you've had a particular pattern. This one here, let's do a close up on the top. There's a dove, right? Very specifically angled with a couple flowers, poinsettias as it looks like, that are around this dove. And to your point, you might have gone to the window,
right?
And or you're trying to decide, how does that line up, right? How does this line up?
Or you're doing it on a regular cutting
mat,
right?
How does it even happen?
Like, you do it on a regular cutting mat and you're putting it over and you're hoping that you're centering it where you want it to be. So
you might probably try to pin or something.
So like fold it over, trim it around it,
try to find out, right?
You're hopefully centered how you want it to be for your project. But now when you do it on top of the light, guys, you set your piece down and you look at how you can see exactly where that's going to be, because that shadow, if you want the dove in the center, if you want it off to the side, if you want more flower, less dove, whatever you want for your project, you can see exactly what it is you're trying to do. And then you can cut it out. All
I can say is, to me, so I didn't know this before I came. I did work with cutting tools, rotary cutters. We had rulers. We had quilting systems and machines. When I saw this too, I was like, whoa. I was like, whoa, that's like one of the biggest things. I was like, I still didn't even think about this.
Yes.
And if you're thinking, I'm just going to bring this, and this is not one that we've really done this on, but let me just quickly overhead. What if you wanted to line up the half and the half of the patterns or things, and you're trying to precisely cut those legitimately without being able to see exactly where that shape is or mismatching? Again, and don't get us wrong. Sure, you can go try to do that in other ways, but I'll tell you, it's going to be a pain.
It's so much easier. It's so much easier with that light shining through. And my thing I like to say all the time, guys, the faster you get through the projects, the more projects you can get.
Well,
that's really
let me ask this question too, is oftentimes, give me a number 1 back in here. How many projects have you wanted to get to, but you probably have started? And some of them, I know that a lot of us, this is me, I would love to do something that looks a little bit more custom or is a little bit more detailed. When I get into it, because I don't have things, it just feels like, I'll get back to it later. Yeah. And so what we end up with is this really difficult part where, one, we want what's the beautiful piece. We want to give it away. We want to finish it. We want to hang it up. We want to put it on our bed, on our couch, on our pillow. And because we struggle, because we don't have the right tools, and again, that's okay. Not all of us do. That it just takes longer, and it gets a little discouraging too.
It does. For me, it totally gets discouraging. I have a whole bunch of projects that I never got to because of that exact thing. But now I'm working through them because I can do them quicker and easier and faster. So if you are a quilter, if you do any sort of paper piecing like that, that is fantastic. You can do it on your applique patterns as well. The other thing you can do because of this mat that's lit from behind is you can line your ruler lines up with it. I square, if I'm just doing traditional quilting, I square all of my pieces up on here because that light will shine through your ruler and you can see if you're off your line by the tiniest little bit. I used to think like I sewed so crooked. I couldn't figure out why. I found out I was cutting everything just a little crooked. It wasn't the sewing. And now I'm so much better. Now if it's crooked, I know it's the sewing. I was a lazy cutter. And so I would make sure I was lined up right where I could see it, but the top of the ruler was off by just a little bit. And when you have a bunch of things added together,
they
it goes
stack up.
worse. They stack up and stack up. So our bestseller bundle includes the Glow Premium 2. There's one more thing I got to show them about this.
Gotcha. And then really quick, I'm just looking at a few of the different people putting in the 1s and the number 3s again, that you've been there, you've known that, you felt that, you know what that's like. So I just love that. Thank you for your comments as we've been going through this as well. So here's Nancy saying, is there a new mat available for purchase separately from the same features?
Oh, you mean with, okay.
Can we just get this mat, I guess, is the question.
Not yet, Nancy. Okay. I'm so sorry. Not yet. We are working towards that, but we do not have replacement mats for this one just yet.
And just so you know, in the future, we are working on that. When they do come in, they will work with all of the previous cutting, the light boards as well, just so you know.
Yes. So the other thing that this light board has that the other ones do not have, except for the mini, is it has magnetic plates built into it. So you can use our magnets, and there are plates.
Do you have any plates? I was going to grab these
there's
to
some plates.
them.
Yep. So you can use the magnets all around. It can hold your projects down. It will keep them in place when you have to.
Here, let's go ahead and show them on the front again. Let me take a top down so you can see. So what she just did, let me show you. Can you see this here?
Look at that.
See, we have that magnet on there.
Yeah.
Okay. And again, maybe Melodee, tell them a little bit why and how have these magnets helped you as they're using and putting different pieces across on here?
So the biggest reason for me is that I'm super easily distracted. And
I hear this all the time when you bring this up. You're like, hey, this helps me when
it helps me because I can set, if I'm tracing a pattern or if I'm doing diamond art or if I'm doing anything like that, I can use the magnets to hold my project down. Then like my grandson or my husband or my dad beeps his button and I have to run downstairs to find him. And then I would always have to come back and like reset everything. And now I don't have to. It keeps it all in place. When you leave and come back, it keeps it in place while you're working on it. You don't have to reshift anything. You don't have to recenter everything. It's all right there.
Eliza, I know that when I was watching her demonstrate this, who's one of our affiliates, thank you. We love her.
Eliza Taylor.
She talks about, and she stacks a lot of her things and she kind of separates. And so she uses the magnets as well in order to keep things in place so that they don't feel like they're being moved or brushed or, to your point,
you don't bump it so much. And it's just, it's so nice to just keep it all.
Now, coming back really quick. So I did want to show this. We do have, and you might have already experienced this if you've had a light board or you already have a light board, you can get our magnetic plates. And so the difference again between this board and the previous ones is you did have to buy these
separately.
You were using these and attaching them to the back of the board. What we have now is we have incorporated, and you cannot see them because they've been molded in to the base. And they're underneath, and we have way more. So pretty much whole
almost the whole surface. It goes across the middle.
Is very covered.
It goes
with
all along the edges.
Let's kind of do that again. So because we end up with, I think it's almost like 4 across and 3 or 4 rows. So.
Yeah. So there's like 3 rows. There's like the top. There's ones in the middle. There's one at the back. There's down the middle of the board as well. It's easy to find where they are and where they're not because the magnets will attach, but they're all over the place on this board.
And again, if you have a board at home and you're looking to do this, one is really quick. The magnets are optional. So the board itself does not come with a magnet.
It does not.
So
the
you can buy and add magnets. The same way, if you have an extra board, you can always get or add the metal plates. The unique thing about this particular one versus the previous premium, again, is it's built in.
It's built in.
Built in.
Amazing. So the board itself is amazing all on its own. We've added some things to this bundle that we're talking about today, guys, to help your crafting go even
really
better.
Quick, let's just quickly recap this particular board, the differences between the premium, so the old bundle that we've got and the new version. On
this is
just
the new
this
bestseller
particular
bundle.
Piece.
Okay, so the things that make this new Glow Premium 2, which is what it's called, better.
Glow Premium 2.
Glow Premium 2. Okay. You've got a plastic molded base, so it's more like an iPad where you've got the corners covered. It's all built in there. It's nice and secure. It has 4 levels of light instead of 3.
So
the lights are adjustable.
2, 3, 4. So
it's
1,
got
2,
bright,
3,
and it goes
4.
Starts at the brightest, goes down to the dimmest.
That's a different one too. We did that because we had a lot of people, by the way, that didn't know there was actually a brighter bit when you turn it on.
They were just starting with the lower.
So what we do is we take it to brightest, and then you can dim it. Okay, that's another one.
The cutting mat that comes with it. All of our light boards come with a cutting mat. All of our cutting mats are textured on the back to keep them from sliding around.
So 2 key things.
This one has texture on the top, and on the bottom, and it covers the entire board.
And it's full width. So the board, the clear mat itself has 2 new features that
2
the
new
other one
features
didn't have.
compared to the other one.
Okay.
And it has built-in magnetic
plates.
So you can use your magnets right on top of there.
Nice.
You can hold your stuff down.
Let us know if you have any questions on this, because we're going to move to the other things that make this kit even better.
Yes.
But that is what I really wanted to be able to do to Claire on this new particular, the Premium 2, with our platinum color on it. You know, a little bit of a different interface.
It's so pretty. So in the bestseller bundle, you will also get the tempered glass mats. So the tempered glass mat fits right over the lighted area of this one. We had a question earlier asking about if we have multiple sizes. We just have the one size, covers the lighted area on our mid-size boards, and it covers half of the lighted area on our biggest board, the Ultra. The glass mat is really cool. It is a really good general crafting mat. If you paint, if you use acrylic paints, if you use hot glue, if you stamp, if you color, alcohol inks, plaster, anything like that, you can use right on top of this glass mat. It cleans up super easy because it doesn't scratch. So if you get hot glue stuck on there, paint stuck on there, you can scrape it off with a razor blade and it won't scratch the glass.
With that right there, one of the things that I love is when I saw this for the first time, I felt like, oh, is there texture? It is not.
Not textured.
And that's because that the printing and everything else is actually on the back side. So let me just do top up. It's a little bit harder to see, but it actually is printed on the back.
Yep.
So then you'll never have to worry about rubbing off or scratching off or cutting any of that off because it's actually underneath the entire surface itself. So what we end up with is this entire area that can be used or glued or stamped on or so many other things on. And then you're going to show something pretty amazing right now.
Amazing part. Now, all of that stuff is good enough for you to want that tempered glass mat. I'll tell you what, all of those things are,
people buy it for that exclusively.
We did a little, craft along where I made a little wreath and I hot glued coffee filters to the wreath thing. I got glue everywhere. I just scraped it all off. Glass was good as new.
Paint dries, great.
Paint dries, scrape it off. Use your razor blade. X-Acto knife, doesn't scratch. Really good. The other thing that this does is it's very much like your glass stovetop. You know how that doesn't really scratch. You can use that, whatever. It will also take the heat of an iron. So when you are ironing your applique pieces, because if you're ironing your applique pieces with your fusible, you can scrape that fusible glue that got stuck on your mat. You can scrape that right off of there. But it will take the heat of an iron. It will dissipate throughout the mat so that you are able to iron your pieces. I like to iron my hems because I'm a garment sewer too. I like to iron my hems because I can see the 1/4 inch that I'm trying to get my hem right on here. I can line it up perfectly. And I can color right on top of the glass, or color, but iron right on top of the glass. Amazing.
So really quick, and I don't think we have this in here. Do we have one of the other small kits that you've shared, maybe that we've done part of a project on? I know there's been this one.
This?
Yeah, so I was going to just show them maybe one of the things here on how this kind of gets applied just so they can see any one of them. Let's open one up. And I want to show you this because what we have done is we continue to work with different brands, other manufacturers. They themselves have said, wow, this is an amazing system. And they go demo this. It's not because of us. They're like, we don't, and there's nobody else who's making something like you guys. The light boards with the clear cutting and or the ironing / glass mat that can go on the top of this. So what I wanted to do is just really quickly show you, just laying this down on top of this here. This is one of the most powerful things that you're going to do if you think about this and you're doing any kind of a work, is we end up with this here. And we start lining things up. And then normally, if you think about this, I'm like, one is I don't know how you're really lining it up because light boards, one is you might be able to do this. I think you would pin probably.
I guess you would pin. I don't know that I would do this without this. I don't know anymore.
So here you go. And then let's grab another piece out. Now the kits, this is not us, but we do associate. We have a couple different great groups, laser cut quilts, and legit kits is another group that we think when we partner with them works really, really well. But just to show you this is how this works. Because now you get the lines underneath, so you can actually see how nice that is underneath it.
Right, but you can see where to place your other pieces.
And then what we can do is we can line up. And this one, by the way, to your point, has the fusible on the back. So all we do is we line this up, and then we
iron it right on top.
Grab the iron.
You can iron it right on top. Obviously, you'd put your background fabric down, but you can iron right on top of here, so you can see exactly what you're doing. You can line those up exactly. You can see what you're doing. Amazing, amazing, amazing.
And this is one of the biggest things. When I had them demonstrate this here, they were down here at one of our studios. And I was just like, that made that so fast.
So fast.
Because they were like, click, click. Here's what we're doing. Quick touchdown, iron. It wasn't pinning, moving, piecing. It wasn't trying to do something on a surface that we were worried about going through. So if you think about, we got the glass on top of this, which means we can push or pin or do whatever we want.
And the thing is, like when you get all of your applique patterns like set out really nicely, and then you have to lift up your background fabric and you have to move it to another ironing surface from where you're working, everything shifts.
Moves and shifts again.
But this way you can do it all right on here, and you can do it on top of the glass.
And again, just so you know, this combo works amazingly well. We did have a couple people who have the Ultra, and they end up with leaving the glass on top of part of a cutting surface with an ironing surface. You end up with these multiple surfaces as well.
Yes.
Again, you could put the cutting mat underneath this, move or shift them. Ideally, a lot of times they'll be probably doing the glass, or they'll be doing cutting as part of the process.
On one of these size boards, I would do either or. because the light diffuses a little bit when you've got the cutting mat on it compared to the glass mat. It's a little clearer with the glass mat. That many layers will diffuse the light a little bit, but you could do it right on top of the glass, which is so phenomenal.
So again, come back. Let's kind of clear the glass mat one more time for everybody. How and why does this help change or add to part of what this combo is again? So we did the light board. We went through everything with the light board. Just recap. Why do I want the glass mat again?
Picture a project. Picture your project. You're doing an applique quilt. You're going from the beginning to the end, right? You can do it all with this. So first of all, you trace your pattern out on right here on your light board. You cut your pattern out on top of your cutting mat. You can use any rotary cutter, X-Acto knife, anything like that. You can cut right on top of that. Then when you're ready to iron your pieces down with your fusible, you swap that cutting mat out for the glass, and you do that right on top of here as well. You use the glass and you can iron on there. And then what's also included in the
I was
kit,
really going to quick. I kind of did this a little too quick. I didn't show them on the top. I was just kind of showing them, here's all of our cutting and our applique and our layout, getting everything lined up. Then we can move that to the side, bring out our glass component like we just did. We just showed you that you can stack and iron, right?
Iron
so
right
everything here, ironing, right putting everything together with our multiple layers.
Yep.
And so then we've added this, and then you're going to show us one more thing.
And then you keep it all in the bag that comes with it. When I'm working on a project, I like to keep like my project in here while I'm working on it. So all the things that I'm working on are all in the same place, right? So you've got your bag here, so you can put your project in the front. You've got a full pocket here that'll hold the light board and the glass mat and the cutting mat. I put my projects in there. You can have, there's a little pocket here for your power cord or your rotary cutters or anything like that. You can stay right there. It's double padded. It has reinforced corners. It is the best. It is so padded. It is so great. You can keep everything nice and safe in there. It also comes with a shoulder strap, so you can carry it with you. It has the briefcase handles that come with it. It also has
depending on how you want to carry it,
depending on how you want to carry it.
If you need to carry it to the side or over your shoulder.
We also added a tab right here so that if you are traveling, if you're going to a class and you're bringing all your stuff in, you can slide this on your rolly cart or your suitcase.
Goes right on the handle of your
and so
carry-on.
you don't have, you can have your hands free for other things.
And I know that you have a lot of stories of traveling with yourself, Keisha and
yes.
others, where this is kind of what you bring. It's what you take.
This is what we bring. This is
put
what
it on
we
your
bring
lap,
our whole project
on the longer
in.
drives.
On the tray table on the flight, it plugs in, or I mean, with this one, you don't need to even plug it in, but you can charge it on the little TV screen on the airplane. This is perfect airplane carry-on size.
There you go.
So you can carry it with you. So if let's say you're going through your project, right? You're tracing, you're cutting, you're ironing, you're storing it all in here. Then when you're ready to sew your applique project together, this bundle also includes our best-selling Flex sewing machine light. So this is a fantastic light. I'm going to turn this light off. We don't want too many lights. This is a fantastic light. Comes with a little cradle that holds that. The cradle has a little bit of Velcro. It sticks to the side of your sewing machine. This will slide into the cradle and you can point it wherever you need the extra light. Mine tends to stay right on the needle because that's where I can't see very well. But this has 3 levels of light as well. So it goes bright, medium, and low. And it's rechargeable also. So you don't have an extra cord in the way on your sewing machine. So you can use this on your sewing machine and you can help light up what you're doing. So all of the things all comes together. You can also set it on a tabletop. You can use it for all kinds of things. Guys, we have a brand new Flex accessory kit available on the website as well. We went over that.
Let me just share this. Here's the cradle, and I'm going to grab your machine.
Did you find a cradle?
Yeah. I think this really, really helps. And part of the reason I just want to show you this, and you'll see there's an additional accessory we'll talk about here in just a minute. However, what we have found is that a lot of the times when you have a machine, different machines, different prices have different, and some are more lights and some are less lights. And then the ideal thing when I think about this is where are the lights?
Where are the lights?
Okay, and so this is one of those components. And so this is, I'm going to do a top down on this so we can see. This is the cradle, has a piece of Velcro that you get. And so this allows you to stick it so you can see the slides right in. And this allows us to take the Velcro so that we can place it wherever we want to. And it looks like we already kind of have part of that on this one here. And so that we can decide how and where we want that light to go. So again,
so you can do it right where the needle
look how bright
is,
that is. Look how bright that is on the camera when it's showing
so
up.
bright.
We have what, 1, 2, 3, like 4, 5, like 6, 7 lights in here, and it's still what we're getting.
Sometimes I like it behind the foot, depending on what I'm working on. Sometimes I like it in front. I always like it when I'm threading the needle. You can stick it wherever you want. You can stick it on the back so it's out of the way, and you can light everything up this way.
This is one of my favorite parts is if you have this here, I like adding it because you can kind of put this, tuck this right down. You might not even be able to see that.
Little,
but see how that adds it? So it's out of the way on the back, and it creates all the lighting here in the system as well.
Yeah.
If you need to, you can take it off to look underneath.
Yeah.
To your point, you talked about being able to take this. A lot of people would put this and stand it on top of something as well. But if you want to thread your bobbin, if you wanted an extra piece of Velcro there, you can put one down if we wanted to do underneath.
Yeah.
If it's still up top and you take that off, now we just have this that we re-angle.
Yeah.
And we just put that down in that area. So I have 4 lights.
And pre-ordered the new Flex kit.
Woo!
Thank you, Nancy. We're so excited.
And Nancy, we'll share that same thing if you've got these, how you can use them in different places. But right now, we're just wanting to kind of clarify this Flex light. Again, one of the biggest things that we find with our competitors, and I'll just be honest with you, as we've looked at this and we've done testing, what we have found is, one, durability is a big part. If you're going to use this and you're going to use it in multiple places, how long and how well will it continue to hold up as you move it, as you reposition it? When we were looking at some of the other competitors, we found that they didn't stay together as well.
Yeah.
They had to be plugged in. Now you can plug this in, but again, from the top down here, you'll notice this has the USB-C. So it actually can be charged. And then when we turn this on, you'll notice that it shows this is how much power is in there.
Yep.
And again, because of that, we also have our different modes. There's a 3 brightest, middle to light.
Yep.
If you look at that. So we have that as well. And so this is been a fan favorite, like we just heard. Thank you. Who was it again? Nancy.
Nancy has
who said
4.
she already has 4 of these because you legitimately can't have enough light.
Yeah.
Either when we're working
when
with
we're
the lights,
working on our workstation,
or when we're sewing, we're doing things in our other areas.
Well, and it can be other things. My husband stuck one to his power saw. My husband, you know, we use it at night sometimes for reading or whatever. And yeah, you can stick that in either way. You can stick it. I usually stick it in this way, but you could stick it in your little cradle, whichever way works for you guys.
Let's finish with this combo so they know what the price is, what the special.
So this is we wanted to go into a little more detail today on our new bestseller bundle. It's all of these pieces together usually retail around $400. It is on sale right now for $380. But you can use that coupon code Memorial Day 25 and get 25% off of this bundle, guys. This is everything you need. If you don't know if you've been looking at Caterpillar for a while, if you've been trying to decide which light board to get, which items, what accessory things should I get? I don't know. There's so many options. This is the bundle to get. All of that is answered for you.
So let me come back and clarify again. So our bundles on the website are always about 5% off.
Yes.
We want to make sure there's always a better deal when we bundle.
Yes.
So what you're saying is, in addition to that, we can use the coupon code that's scrolling across the bottom, Memorial Day 25, and take an additional 25% off this particular bundle and or any other bundles that we really have on the site.
Well, and anything on the site. If you guys, like Nancy already mentioned, she's got 4 Flex lights already. Maybe Nancy just needs a tote bag. Maybe Nancy doesn't have a tote bag yet. The tote bag, you can get 25% on the tote bag too. So all of the individual Caterpillar products, you can get 25% off. But if you've been wanting to know what to bundle together, if you want an all-in-one thing, if you want to let us do the thinking for you, we put the bundles together.
Yeah. Thanks, Nancy, for just buying that. We appreciate that. That's exciting.
It's 25% off. It makes it, Nancy just figured it out for us. It makes it $285. See, that's so great. From $400, you guys, from $400. Yeah. So it's the best time to do it while this sale's going on, just through Memorial Day. Do it right now. It's the best bundle.
I would say don't wait on this. We are trying to be very careful with shipping so that we can get this to you quickly. So if you have an event coming up, if you're going to be traveling, if you're going to go see a relative, a family member, if you're going to you want to spend a little time in your own space in your home, again, and you're wanting to work in different areas, don't wait. Go ahead and get this now.
Yes.
Let's bring this in. We'll get it shipped to you. We've heard a lot over the last few months that the shipping is pretty quick. We're trying to be as quick as possible.
In-house, it's just 2 to 3 days at the most.
This particular one does also include free shipping because it's over our minimum.
It does
so
this
comes shipped free to you as well. Yep. So take advantage of these, put them in the cart, use the coupons.
Yes.
And we're excited about you bringing the new, give us the name of the bundle one more time. The new
bestseller bundle.
Bestseller bundle. Is it bestseller? But the new
bestseller bundle.
So remember,
new
at
the front. Make sure you look for the new. There is an original bestseller bundle that's our original Glow Premium, but the new one with the new
take advantage of that as well. It's also on sale.
It's on sale,
but this just has the newer features on the new light board with the new functions.
Yes,
the new molded back, the additional inside of it, the additional magnet plates,
the updated cutting mat, all of those things.
Throw a couple magnets in your thing as well. They're at 25% off. So throw a couple magnet sets into your cart also. I've dropped the link in the new bestseller bundle in the chat. So thank you, Bethany. So feel free to take a look at that in the chat to take advantage of it.
Yeah.
we're done with this section, but what we want to do is we're going to just spend just a couple more minutes. And the reason we're going to is we did receive and get the stock.
No, not yet.
Not yet.
No.
Where are we at? Oh, where are we at? Where are we at?
We didn't receive it yet.
Not yet.
It's on pre-order. It'll ship by the end of the month for sure.
Okay.
It's not received in the warehouse yet.
Okay, got to be careful.
Not yet. Be careful. Not yet.
With that, we're just going to talk about this one last thing. So here at the end, we had, what was her name again? I keep on Nancy talk about, hey, I've got 4 lights, but I bought this accessory kit. We're just going to briefly introduce this because right now we are stacked on back orders. Our goal is to get these out here as quick as possible. But these light kits that you're looking here on the screen have transformed the way people are using the flex light and light around their home. And so what we're just briefly going to do with the next 3 minutes here to 5 minutes is I want to talk about how this can be used in other ways that you have not been able to use the flex lights or lighting in general compared to what it is. So let's go back to that top picture, Bethany. Let's kind of walk through these. We're going to talk about this so that you can go find this on the website and you can see some of the different use cases. But if you'll notice this is what it comes with. Let's take a look at the first picture there that shows a little bit of a close-up of this being used on a hoop. So if you think about this and how this can be used, this can be utilized on a hoop.
Because
here's the hoop, because it has a new cradle that allows us to connect it so that it can clamp on surfaces. In addition, you'll see that there is a magnifying lens. Now that looks interesting, and we'll show you here in just a minute once we're ready to do some close-ups of how it can be used. But let's kind of skip through those other pictures so they can see some of the other different case uses. This is when we're looking at the different magnification with the lights. Let's look at the next one here. This is that being used if you're doing other types of crafting and art and painting. One of the individuals with our business, Zach, he does quite a bit with painting with his wife on small figurines.
Yeah.
Here's another one attaching it to part of your reading space, your books. Here's another one if you're going to be using it out because it actually has a magnet and some unique plates. It can be used out where the tools are being used, whether it's crafting or mechanical tools. This is the close-up so you can see how well that magnifier really works, which is unique. Can be added or taken off. If you're a puzzler or you're doing other things on a table, what other light has an ability to be moved all around this? This one comes with a special magnetic plate that also has a disc to mount and the charging base itself that can be used for not only holding everything, but it can be used to charge and as another lamp itself, another place to hold the lamp. All right, so then there's a lanyard. This is how we, talking about this, thank you very much, Bethany. Let's go ahead and kind of step back to our camera here. And I just want to talk about what this means. And just really quick, I have to share this with everybody. This was a fun realization when we started demonstrating this last a couple weeks ago, is who knew that there was a light that worked in your sewing and crafting spaces that we then decided, let's make it multimodal. Let's go put it in other places of your home.
Right.
Let's go put it over on the counter. Let's go put it, again, let's go put this in so many other places. Just going to quickly show you here that we could do this. So we can go move this to other places. You know, we can go move this wherever we want now because we have this great base. And it's wearable. It's wearable. That's the other thing, guys. A wearable light.
It's wearable. So like the added features with this accessory kit, not only can you clamp it onto your embroidery hoop, but if you're doing knitting or you're doing stitching or whatever, you can wear it around your neck. It's completely wearable, so you can wear it and have the light right there. If you're reading, if you're building Legos.
So yeah, and part of the reason I bring this up is if you have any of the other products in your cart, this would be a great one. If you already have a flex light, if not, you can get this kit with a flex light. If you already have a flex light, you can get the kit separately.
Yes.
And I know we're kind of running out of time, but I just wanted to kind of share this last couple things. So we're going to take this.
Yep.
This is the clamp. I'm going to have you show everybody. So this just slides in. Let me do a top down here.
So this will slide in, and you can do it either way. You can slide it in this way. You can flip it around and slide it in this way, whichever way you want it pointed. But what you can do is you can slide that right in. You can clamp it onto your hoop. And then now you can point this light wherever you need that extra light to see better what you're doing.
Okay, so we're going to show that. Here's the same thing. We're going to leave this light on here. This is the magnifying glass.
Look at that.
Okay, and what this does is in simple, I'm going to turn off the light so we can see here really quick. This just easily, if you think about this, it's really crazy. It just slides right on. And then so now what we've done is we've added a magnification.
It's hard to see on the camera with the
light.
We'll
turn this down, see if we can see that. There we go.
Look at that.
So now we can get all that nice close up again, and this can go anywhere. So think about this, because of this clamp, we've now made it so that we can clamp this to different surfaces. Just so you know as well, I'm going to unclamp this. I don't have it, but we have talked about if you're overworking somewhere, you might use this, and we don't need the magnifying glass part on this, but we might want to
extra light anyway.
add extra light. One is we can clamp it onto any surface, or again, so now you remember what Melodee did is she just slid this in, right, to the cradle.
Yep.
Turn this off. Did you know, again, now that we have this magnetic cradle, so a very similar cradle, but it has magnets on the back. When this slides in, you can use this added plate here, and it now gives it a surface. Light. It's a tabletop. So now this can be legitimately used anywhere else we want on any surface that we're trying to add illumination to.
And you can add the magnification if you need to, like when you can't see the difference in the puzzle pieces.
So now, thinking about this, if we're going to be working on something, now we end up with the magnification and the light, and we end up with the stand that legitimately allows us to move this anywhere that we need to move this, depending on what we're doing. Again, normally we're going to have this in our hand, but I just get to put this on the table so that you can see that if I'm working on something small and I want to, it really gives us the ability to hands-free use something like this differently than we've ever had anything else. So again, what we did is we showed you the clamping one.
Clamp one.
Okay. We now have shown you part of the magnetic one. So this lets it attach with these neodymium. So very, very, very powerful magnets. Strong magnets. Allow it to stick to any metallic surface.
Yes.
We then include this plate. This plate is separate so that you can use this plate in order to allow it to be placed on any surface.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
It does have a little bit of a foam pad on the back so that it helps protect it. The other thing that we can do too, and I'll just quickly share this with you, is we also have this lanyard that allows us to take this, and now, if I'm looking at this right.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep, I'm just trying to make sure I have both of my hooks here to hook onto that.
Yeah. It's fully adjustable, so you can make it comfortable for yourself, but you can hook these hooks on this lanyard onto that magnetic cradle.
So what we end up with these little clips. They just hook on the sides.
Yep. So you can just wear this. You don't need to use the magnetic part if you want. You can just wear this.
So this lets us wear it. So this is going back. This lets us wear it. Okay. Yes. So we can just hold this on the piece. However, one of the best parts of this, go ahead and just unclip that really quick for me. I'm just going to show everybody.
Yeah.
In fact, what I believe is, let me see this really quick. As part of that is, if you want one, you can put this underneath. One is we can just clip it to this like this and let it rest, and it rests on us, which is great.
Yep.
Or if we do this, I like to just take this as part of my coat, my jacket, or whatever else. And now we've attached that. So now what I have,
so then it doesn't flop around.
I have, and let's do top down here. Here we go.
Totally
so
hands-free.
now I have this on my shirt, and what I'm doing is I am now using this as a wearable light. You can see this. And again, that's really bright still with the lights here.
Yeah.
But I'm now wearing this, and I have it that it can go with me. And so now what I can do is I can position this so that I know exactly what I'm seeing as I'm working through this and as I'm working on my other projects. I end up with not just the magnifying glass, but I end up with the light.
Yeah.
And again, remember,
amazing.
This can come off, this can come out, this can go in any one of these other projects. And again, it can also go into the stand on its own.
You can charge it on the base.
That we can plug this in. And so now we end up with the base that this goes into. And the base itself now can be utilized to hold the light, turn in the light, and it's also the charger for this as well. So it holds all the parts, it allows us to charge it, allows us to bring all these pieces together in a way that makes this super easy to use. I'm gonna go ahead and unclip the lanyard.
Guys, it's such a great, when we started talking about these products, I thought, oh, that'd be cool, that'd be cool, that'd be cool. Then we got the prototypes in. I'm like, whoa, that is so cool. It is so cool. The magnification is amazing. The magnetic parts of this is so amazing. I'm using it for all kinds of things I never thought I would. They are due in to our warehouse later this week, as long as shipping all works out, and then they'll ship out. So right now they are on pre-order, you guys.
Pre-order. Now, again, the great thing about this is if you already have a flex light, you can get the accessory on its own.
Yes.
So this is the accessory kit. I have the other one over here too. I'll grab for you. So grab that. We have found, as Lori again, right? Nancy
has
Nancy said is that a lot of people are also buying this one. So this really gives you the kit and an extra light here. And what's nice is you can use all of these things at the same time. So you can leave it in the charging stand. You can add the magnification to one if you want the clip, if you want one with the magnetics, if you want the Velcro, because when you get this, you also get an additional cradle.
Yes.
That can be used on the machine, off the machine, or anywhere else you want to adhere it to.
Yep.
And so it allows you to have multiple lights being used at the same time.
Yes.
So instead of just trying to repurpose the existing light, if you already have one, then get the one with the light in it here. And then what you'll be able to do is get light number 2.
Yes.
Or light number 3. We actually have a combo. Tell me about the combo that you put up.
Really quick. We do. So this would have been really great for Nancy. She's collected all of her lights over the years. We have a combo. It's a bundle that's on sale on our website. If you go, go down, find our collections, either type in the word flex and it'll pull up all the flex light items. There's a bundle that includes the flex accessory kit with a flex light. It includes a flex light on its own. It also includes a flex light with an extra cradle. So it's that one right there in the middle on that second row bundle. That's that one right there, Bethany. Thank you. That bundle you can get, guys, and you can get what you end up with is 3 flex lights, 1, 2, 3, 4 regular Velcro cradles, and then all of the pieces with the accessory kit.
And if you want, take advantage because that's on sale at, again, 25% off.
Coupon code Memorial Day 25.
Coupon.
Yeah.
So great. We're
so
kind
fun.
Of, yeah,
we went way over the time that we thought.
That's okay. We wanted to share
okay.
some of these things. Let us know really quick. We're looking at kind of concluding part of what this is. But if you have any other questions,
please let us know.
Ask us the 1 or 2 questions that we can help answer for you. If not, we wish you well. Thanks for being with us on this Monday.
A
week out of Memorial. What are we? Still 2 weeks out of Memorial?
No, next week is
next
Memorial
week.
Day.
We're a week out of Memorial Day, so we're excited about
Monday.
What's going on. Take advantage of the specials that we have, and we love those of you who are joining with us. We thank you for your comments. Also, like, subscribe, click and follow, and share those with us as well. We have a couple other groups. We have our Facebook community.
The Caterpillar Creations Hub is our Facebook group. We do lots of fun stuff in there, so join us there. Sign up for a newsletter at the bottom of our website. We've got lots of fun announcements coming up this week and next week, so please join us there so you can get that as well. We also have an insiders group that you can join as well. There's some information on our website for that. But this week, guys, through Memorial Day is our Memorial Day sale, 25% off of Caterpillar products.
Yep, I love that. Going back, you can get a gift card if you're not quite ready to buy, but use the 25. It's good on all products site-wide, including Caterpillar products. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Site-wide, and even those things that are bundled on sale as well. So this is a stacked coupon on top of what we might already have discounted.
Yes.
So thank you very much, everybody. Great. We enjoyed having you with us. We hope this helped answer a few more questions depending on where you're at with your quilting, sewing, or crafting hobbies as you're moving around. And hopefully with part of what we've got moving from May into the summertime, if you're going to be traveling, this is the perfect completed set, being the new bestseller bundle.
The new bestseller bundle. Also, make sure to join us for our Sew Along on Friday. Bethany's doing some fun stuff this Friday.
That'll be fun.
I think we've got another thing we're doing this week, but I can't remember right now off the top of my head. But join our newsletter.
Look at your email today because it would be in your email if it's come through. Again, if not, subscribe so you can see the agenda of everything else we have going on.
Yes.
And the things that we're heavily involved with in order to do more for you. So it's been wonderful. Thank you, everybody. And we'll join you next time.
Appreciate it. Have a great day.